what is the mindset going into this next year? You guys are going to have a lot of games coming up, bringing in these guys and you and Brian kind of having that offense. What is it going to be like with everybody together? Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be good to have to get a couple experienced guys up top. Fafa and Damir they'll bring a lot of quality, but also a lot of experience in the changing room. And like you said, we've got a lot of games this year, so everyone's going to be needed throughout the whole year. So to have a couple of good players added to the team like that's going to be really good for us.
So we're going to go to the left.
Hi, Bob Williams from The Sun. Do you still have ambitions to play for the Scottish national team? What is the latest with that? And then just to follow up on that, there was some talk that you might be open to play for Canada in the future if you stay here. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I think every player's got the ambition to play for their national team. No matter at what point in their career they're at, that's one of the main goals. So, if I was to ever be called up, I'd be delighted. But at the same time, it's not something that I look for or expect. But yeah, obviously, one of my dreams is to play for Scotland. So, to have the opportunity would be amazing.
I'm going to go to Jonathan.
I've not given too much thought to Canada, obviously, being from Scotland, and I don't even think I've been in Canada long enough to qualify to play for them. So at the moment, it's not really a topic that can be discussed. But yeah.
I'm going to go to Jonathan and then Steve's.
Thanks, Alex. Jonathan Tannenwald, the Philadelphia Inquirer. I know you made a very entertaining campaign for MVP last year. And, now that you guys are going to be in the CONCACAF Champions Cup for the second year in a row, do you think that might be able to bring a little more attention on the Whitecaps from some of the rest of the league that doesn't always pay it, even if they don't know how great a soccer city Vancouver is?
Yeah, I think that comes down to us. If we as a club or as players want more attention, then it comes down to us how we perform. So we're all aware that if we paint a better picture of ourselves in CONCACAF, in Leagues Cup, and MLS, then any attention that the club want will come that way.
Steve in the front row here.
Hi, Ryan. Steve Goff from the Washington Post. Looking over the entire league, not just the Western Conference, who do you think is the favorite and why?
It's tough to say a favourite just now because we've not seen any teams playing, but obviously Miami are going to be one of the main names that you'll hear just because of the players that they have. They're going to be there or thereabout at the end, I'm sure. That in the East Coast anyway, and in the West, I think Seattle will be a strong team again. LAFC are strong year after year, so it's it's looking like it's going to be a good season, but I think a little bit early to try and make any predictions.
I'm going to go to the back left.
Daniel Feuerstein, last year in the CONCACAF Champions League, now you're back in the Champions Cup. In less than a month, you're going to face Tigres. What challenges are you aware of that they're going to bring, and how are you going to try and handle one of their big strikers in Gignac?
Yeah, obviously everyone at the club's aware how tough the game's going to be under normal circumstances. But we'll just be 4 or 5 weeks into pre-season by the time that game comes around, and we played them in the Leagues Cup at home, and they proved how good they are and made our life really difficult. But we gave a good account of ourselves. But I think it's clear that if we want to progress, which obviously we do, we're going to have to be at the top of our game and make a good go of it.
So we're going to go to Tim.
Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press. Ryan, a lot of your road matches, I don't need to tell you, are a significant distance away from Vancouver. How difficult is the travel? How much of a How much of a toll is that for teams that have quite a long way to go for a lot of their matches?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the most difficult part is, a lot of cities have got different climates, and then you're dealing with different altitudes and stuff. So that side of it's really tough. In terms of, the traveling, I don't think we can complain too much because we managed to fly to every game, and the club and league take care of everything we need. So, as players, I don't think we can complain too much about that. The difficult side of it is, going to Colorado and Salt Lake, where the altitude's tough to deal with, and then, the humidity down in Texas is a lot different from the weather you get in Vancouver. So, that provides a bigger challenge than the travel, I think. But I think, we're well equipped to deal with whatever we face, and, make sure we don't have any complaints.
Going to be in the middle of the room.
Hi, Ryan. Ethan Finn from Football Cafe Podcast. So when international fans look at Vancouver Whitecaps, Alphonso Davies is always the first name to pick up. Is Alphonso still talked about within the team and in the organization? Yeah,
we've still got some staff and a couple of people around the building that were obviously there when he was there, and you hear his name around about the place now and again, but not too much. We are trying to focus on what we can do now, but I think he serves as a good example for the youth setup at Vancouver, and a good inspiration for all the young boys at the club.
You go to the right here in the second row.
Thank you, Ryan. You were mentioning that the team's good performance is bringing a lot of attention to Vancouver and how good of a sports city it is. What is it that makes it such a good sports city, in your opinion, as a foreign player coming into Vancouver?
No, I'm saying that if we want the attention and we want to make it a sports city, that's down to us. It's nice to see the Canucks are doing well in the NHL this year, and I think we have done a good job in the last couple of years of making a positive impact in the city, and we're trying to do that every year, is to grow the club in the city and make everyone proud to be a Whitecaps fan.
Excellent.
Hi, Ryan.
One more.
How much disadvantage is playing CONCACAF Champions League in the beginning of the season with only preseason games, especially when you have to face someone like Tigres that is playing weekly?
Yeah, obviously it's tough. We faced them in the middle of our season and made a good game of it, but we're under no. Everyone knows that it's going to be really tough facing them in pre-season. I believe they're like halfway through their season, so they'll be on good form. But at the same time, we're positive that we've showed we did get a decent performance and result against them in the League's Cup. So we know what to expect, and like you said, being 4 or 5 weeks into pre-season is going to be tough. But it's down to us as a club to be ready.
Excellent. Thank you for your time, Ryan.
Thank you.